David, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. So thanks everybody for joining us today. Super excited for the training. I've known Seth for quite a while now. He's a personal friend and expert digital marketer. So I refer members to him all the time who need to grow their business because Seth is very good at what he does. Seth is the co-host of the Sharkpreneur podcast, which you can see just behind him there with Shark Tank's Kevin Harrington. Which was named number 6 podcast to listen to by NASDAQ. Seth is also a 9-time best-selling author who's been interviewed on NBC News, CBS News, Forbes, CBS Money Watch, and plenty more. So Seth, I'll let you take it away. Go ahead and share with us this cutting-edge new marketing tech that you guys have developed.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me back. I know we've done these before, but obviously this is a completely new topic. We're going to talk today about, as David mentioned, the new marketing technology we have created that will triple the leads from your website. Now, what if your website generates 0 leads? 000 is not that impressive. We'll get it to start generating leads the right way. So who am I, as David mentioned? I am a retail producing advisor, like all of you are. I didn't start out, as a nationally recognized marketing expert or as a top producing financial advisor. I went to Syracuse University a couple decades ago for musical theater. You may not know this, but Syracuse has one of the top musical theater departments in the country. And at the age of 18, my life goal was to be a Broadway star. Well, obviously you see that changed just a little bit. And that's thanks to my wonderful father. So Thanksgiving break, freshman year, I am packing to get on a bus to go home from Syracuse to Buffalo, to go home for Thanksgiving break and see my family and my friends. We got all gone off to college, and the phone rings. It's my dad. And I say, "Hey, Dad, I'll see you in a couple hours. I'm getting on the bus in 20 minutes. I'll see you in a couple hours for Thanksgiving." And he says, "Well, I got to tell you something first." And he says, "You can't stay there." I said, "No, I'm coming home. And then, for Thanksgiving break, and then I'll come back." He said, "No, you didn't understand. I just got the tuition bill. We can't afford this. You can't stay at Syracuse. You have to move back home. You have to live at home. You have to get a job and work. You have to transfer to a local Buffalo school." Oh, David, I'm getting some background noise. I'm going to mute you. You have to live at home, get a job. Oh, there's no girls over, and there's no loud music after 9 o'clock. And he see you for Thanksgiving dinner, and he hung up on me. I mean, I literally have goosebumps from that. I call my mother in tears going, "Mom, I love it here. I just got here. I don't understand." And she said, "Your father got the tuition bill. He's freaking out, but just come home for dinner and we'll figure it out." And I said, "Okay." And, scared all the way bus ride home. And then Thanksgiving dinner, no one says anything. And I wasn't going to bring it up. So I just was on pins and needles the whole time. No one said anything. So I took the bus back to school after a week. And I was with pins and needles for a week or two going, are they going to call me and tell me I have to come home? But apparently they worked it out until second semester when my dad made the same phone call. And I called my mom saying, "I thought you guys worked this out." And she said, "Well, your father got another tuition bill, so he's freaking out again." And then it happened again my sophomore year. And I realized he was going to do this every single semester till I graduated. And I said, "You know what? I love musical theater. I am going to pursue and finish my studies in musical theater, but there's got to be a better way. My parents are telling me I need a backup plan in case I don't make it on Broadway. Anyway, what if I could become some type of college financial planner, not to help people save for college, but to help people cut the cost of college?" That major didn't exist at the time. I literally had to create one. I had to go to 3 different academic advisors between the business department, finance, and another department to make this degree up. And then went to work when I graduated for a Fortune 500 company named AG Financial Planning Stock Brokerage, AG Edwards. Well, when I got to AG Edwards, I passed my 7, my life and health, my 66, my 65, all my exams. I go to sales training in St. Louis for a week. I come back. It's Monday morning, first day of production. My branch manager calls me into his office, the first thing, and he says, "I'm going to teach you the formula to success in this business. You do this, you will build a career." And I said, "Oh my God, that sounds absolutely awesome." Joshua says I'm frozen. Is anyone else having issues? Am I frozen, or is it Joshua's computer? I I see myself moving.
You're not frozen on my end, Seth.
Okay, David says I'm not frozen. Joshua, maybe that's your computer. Sorry about that. So I'm like, this is great. I'm young. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to get a Ferrari. I'm going to get a killer stereo. Tell me the formula. And this is what he gave me. Now, you got to remember this a few decades ago. There's no internet. There's no social media. There's no email. The only ways we had to get business were direct mail, which I didn't have money for because I'm brand new, seminars, which I didn't have money for because I was brand new, and the phone, which was free. And there was no do not call list. So the formula he taught us was if you make 300 cold calls a day, you will actually talk to 60 people. 45 of them will hang up on you. 15 of them will let you send them information in the mail. 10 of them will blow you off. 5 will book appointments with you. 2 of them will no-show. 3 of them will show up. You're a rookie, you'll close 1. If you make 300 dials a day, you will average 1 client a day. Do it long enough, you can build a career. The mantra in our office was 300 dials a day keeps the branch manager away. I hated it. If you've ever had to cold call for business, type in the chat, type in the Q&A, because the chat for some reason is disabled. Type in the Q&A, I hate cold calling. Let's just see if anybody else has had to do it too. Hated it, hated it, hated it. Still do it sometimes. Edward says I do. Edward says I do hate cold calling. Yep, absolutely. So something had to change. Well, luckily I wanted to get in the door without cold calling. And I had the good fortune to find and meet legendary marketing guru, Dan Kennedy. I had to borrow, I had to convince my wife, we fast forward a couple of years, still cold calling. I had to beg my wife for 31 days in a row to go borrow more than the mortgage on our first house to get to work with Dan. But because of what Dan taught me, I got interviewed in Registered Rep. I got interviewed in Insurance Newsnet. I've been in NBC and CBS News. I've been in Forbes and Inc. magazine. I've written 9 best-selling marketing books for financial advisors and insurance agents. I've been on the cover of Success Magazine. And as David mentioned, I co-host the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington. And I also host the RIA podcast. I'm the only person in history who's ever been nominated for Dan Kennedy's Marketer of the Year award 3 years in a row, back to back to back. And then in 2016, they didn't have the contest anymore. So maybe I broke it. This is my family. That's my son, our son, Max, our daughters, Lily and Ella, and my wonderful wife, Rebecca. But we're not here to talk about me today. We're here to talk about you and the latest cutting edge marketing technology we've developed to triple the amount of leads your website generates or to get it to start generating leads. So what's the problem with most financial advisor websites? So in the Q&A, type in if your website, if you had someone build it for you, or if you bought, like you have a template from your firm, or if you bought something from like FMG or somebody where you were able to customize it, but you pretty much got a templated website. Type that in the Q&A for me, just so I get an idea. Or if you don't have a website, that's a whole separate conversation. All right, I see the answers coming in. Mine was from FMG, says Terry. Got it. Paid a local developer to build mine. Bought it from a different vendor. M&O built mine. I'm awesome. Did mine on GoDaddy. Awesome. All right. So the bounce rate on your websites is too damn high, as this guy says, who tried to get elected president. So what's a bounce rate? A bounce rate is the number of visitors who come to your site and leave without taking any action. Now, a high bounce rate could be you have poor website design, you have a slow loading time, it's irrelevant or misleading content, it isn't what they were looking for. The average bounce rate as of June 25th this year was 41.2%. That means if 100 people go to your website, 41 of them leave without doing anything, and you wasted your money to get them there. Anything less than 24.7% is a bounce rate will put you in the best 20% of sites on Google. Less than 17% people leaving would put you in the best 10% of websites. So hopefully you've got something like Google Analytics installed on your website and you can go check what your bounce rate is. Now let's think of a real world example. If you run ads on TV to a retail, like my in-laws, they own a health, vitamin and herb store on Transit Road in Depew. If they ran television commercials and more than half the people who came into the store and then left without buying anything, wouldn't you do something about it? Wouldn't you try and fix that problem? It's like this guy, right? He's got nobody to sell his sandals or flip-flops to. So what's the online equivalent as a financial advisor or an insurance agent? This is a financial services firm right here in Buffalo, New York, where I live. That is the homepage of their website. There is no lead magnet. We're going to talk about what that is in a minute. There's no contact information. It's literally just click meet Brett, which if you know who Brett is and you're looking on his website to book an appointment, that's great. But what if you're, 99 out of 100 people who aren't ready to meet Brett yet and are just doing research and learning? This is Sanderson Wealth Management. Again, here in Western New York, same problem. They've got this meaningless slogan and these iStock photos of pretty models that everybody knows those are models. Those aren't real people. And there's no call to action. So what's the solution? What are the 3 secrets? And you need a piece of paper to write these down to triple the number of leads from your website. Let's dive right in. Secret number 1, you must have a lead capture, an automated follow-up mechanism, because otherwise you won't know anyone went to your website. It's like, again, a retail store. If I walk in, don't buy anything and walk out, you lost the money you spent on advertising to me or the time to build the store. So for example, our marketing firm, marketdominationllc.com, front and center, first thing you see when you hit the website is there is a video, a trailer, a sizzle reel about who we are and what we do. And then right next to that, there is a form that you punch in your name, your email, your phone number, and you say, I want a critique of my existing marketing, or I'd like to learn how you can help me. And then you schedule a consultation on our calendar. So that form is automatic. You type in your name, email, and cell phone, and it will automatically send you a drip sequence. It will send you emails. It will send you text messages. It will send you voice messages, all without us having to touch it. It will automatically drip on you and nurture you until you book an appointment on our calendar. And then once you book an appointment on our calendar, it knows and it will nurture you and give you what you need to get you excited and ready for your meeting. How many of you have something like that on your website that does all of that? Type, I've got that in the Q&A for me. And while you're typing, I'll show you another example. This is one of my financial services websites. I am a college financial aid planner, still own that business, still practice, and it still help families cut the cost of college, $19,077 per year per child. And you'll notice right away, it says, enter your information below to register for our video training. It asks for name, email, cell phone, their zip code, and who referred them, because a large percentage of that business comes via referral. Now, to keep them on that site longer and lower the bounce rate, we literally have, even though we have a separate blog in the college financial services space, we put every blog article on that page. It has a separate page, but it's also on that page underneath the video, because they'll scroll and they'll read them. And the longer they spend on the website, the lower my bounce rate, the better the chance I get a lead is, and the more Google will show my site. Because the more time people spend on your site, Google will view you as more relevant and will therefore serve your website higher in the search engine rankings. This is another site offering one of our ebooks on the marketing side, where literally they punch in their contact information and credit card and buy something for $7. Now, what does automated follow-up look like? This is an automated follow-up sequence run in a software program called Keep or Infusionsoft. And we use this to deliver automated emails, automated text messages, and automated voice broadcasts. A voice broadcast is where something pops up on your phone and it says, you have a voicemail, you have a missed call. And David says, what are you talking about? I didn't hear the phone ring. But there's a voicemail there and it's a recorded message from me, but David doesn't know that it's automated. It just looks like he missed a call and I left him a voicemail. The more forms of media you use to nurture people, the higher conversion rate you will have of turning website leads into actual appointments. This is another automated sequence that has a survey built in, and based on the questions they ask, takes them to different emails, different text messages, different voice broadcasts, and a different offer of a different type of appointment. Take a breath. We didn't start with all those steps. Start with one step, just a form that captures their contact information and send them one follow-up email. Even that is better than nothing. Now you need a software program that does it, which the fancy word for it is called an autoresponder because it auto responds. Does that make sense? Give me a that makes sense in the Q&A. Are you using Keep? Logan says yes. Those sequences are in Keep or is it's called Keep now. It used to be called Infusionsoft. So why would someone give you their contact information? It can't be just a contact us form. You have to offer them what we call an irresistible free offer. I'm not saying a free appointment. I am saying it could be a report. It could be a lead generation magnet. It could be a white paper. It could be a video. Like on my college planning website, it offers them a 90-minute training video on how to get the maximum amount of free financial aid for college. We also have an ebook that is like a 30 to 40 page printed out version, a digital version of that video, transcript edited. We have a physical book that we can mail them that they can register for. Those are lead magnets where they say, ooh, I want to learn more about taxes in retirement. I want to learn more about protecting my nest egg from the stock market crash. Whatever that is, you've got to have a lead magnet to get them to part with their contact information. Then after you've got your first step of thanks for your request, here's the thing you asked for, just keep adding steps. We have found that every time we add a step, we get more appointments and we make more money. So secret number one, you must have lead capture and automated follow-up. And we're going to get into in secrets 2 and 3, the brand new marketing technology that's going to drive your ideal clients to your website at a fraction of the cost of everything else. Secret number 1, you must have lead capture and automated follow-up. You don't want to waste any marketing dollars driving people to your website. So we showed you some examples of some financial advisors in Buffalo, where I live. We talked about examples of lead magnets that would entice your list. So secret number 1 that I hope you wrote down was lead capture and automated follow-up. Secret number 2, blue ocean traffic. There is a very famous book called Blue Ocean marketing versus red ocean marketing. So a red ocean is a bloody red ocean because it's where everybody is and it's where all the sharks are and they're eating all the fish and it's a competitive feeding frenzy. That's a red ocean. So if you, for example, are doing traditional, let's say a retirement planning dinner seminar, and you're using a company, I won't name names, but some of the 800-pound gorillas in our space, you know who they are. You're paying them to buy the list and mail out the invitations and process the RSVPs. And maybe you did the guaranteed option where you only pay for the buying units that show up. If you're mailing 10,000 baby boomers with money in your zip code, and well, let's take a look. If D. Anderson is mailing 10,000 baby boomers in their zip code, and Edward Sanders and Gene Bond and George Jones and Logan are all mailing, they're all in the same town, you're going to have overlap, right? I tell the joke that if you were ever homeless or you were ever out of food, you could go to any hotel or banquet restaurant facility with banquet rooms any night of the week, guarantee you there'll be at least one financial advisor doing a seminar, and you could say, I forgot my invitation, and get yourself free food. That's a bloody red ocean. A blue ocean, no one else is there yet. Your competition isn't there yet. They haven't all figured it out. It's not an oversaturated market. So let's back up a second and talk about who is your ideal client. Who do you want to visit your website or your FMG site or your marketing funnel or whatever you call it, whatever your online presence is? Give me an example. Type in the Q&A. Who is your ideal client? I'm going to give out a surprise prize at the end for the person who participates the most answering all the questions. So far, it looks like Edward Petersmark is in the lead for what our prize is going to be. And I guarantee you're going to be excited if you win. Who's your ideal client? Any baby boomers with money. Let's see what other baby client. Ideal client, 67, 1 million net worth, 500K qualified money. Edward Sanders says married with children with debt and college coming. Awesome examples. So there are 2 types of traffic. Edward Petersmark is M&O staff. Thanks, David. I did not know that. Well, then maybe, does that mean Edward P can't win? There are two types of traffic. Number one is traffic you own. That's your email list. That's your social media following. Those are your clients because you can send something out to get them to, let's say, go to your website. The other type of traffic is traffic you can control, but you don't own it. And this is traffic you buy. Now, why do you want to buy traffic? Well, number one, organic search engine optimization takes a long time to work. It isn't predictable and it isn't scalable. And some of you have templated websites that aren't really going to rank well on Google, right? I'm not throwing FMG under the bus. I'm just saying, if you, depending on the changes you're able to make to that template, you may not be able to get Google to recognize it very well. So paid traffic should be predictable and scalable, where literally you can pump in more money and get more leads. You can turn it up, you can turn it down. My favorite problem to cause is when our clients say, hey, I got too many leads, I can't keep up. Can you slow it down for a couple of weeks? I got to get caught up. One of our clients, Jeremy, emailed me this morning and said, hey, I need to pause this. I got to get caught up. My favorite problem. Where can you traditionally buy traffic? Well, Facebook, Google AdWords, YouTube ads, Twitter, LinkedIn. I know advisors are using TikTok now, social media. But what's wrong with traditional paid traffic? If you've bought any traffic in the last year or two, if you've run any Facebook ads, you have seen your costs have gone up and your results have gone down. Those are two things moving in the wrong directions. You're having tracking issues because of Apple's war with Facebook over privacy issues. And now Google says they're removing third-party cookies that are coming in the next year or two. That's a cookie apocalypse that's coming, which is going to make it even harder to retarget people. And if, let's say, you're buying ads on Facebook, so is everybody else, right? When COVID hit, everybody went from doing in-person seminars to webinars. How'd you fill your webinar room? Most likely you ran Facebook ads. So the cost went up and the results went down. When Wayne Gretzky, arguably one of the greatest hockey players of all time, was asked, why do you score so many goals? You're not the biggest, the strongest, or the fastest. He said, everybody else skates to where the puck is. I skate to where it's going. That's how I score so much. Now, M&O marketing, the reason you're on this webinar right now, M&O builds websites. M&O builds lead capture devices offering custom white papers. So if you don't have one of those, if you don't have a website, and if you don't have a custom contact form, custom offer, custom lead magnet with automated follow-up, you should talk to M&O about that. So if Facebook keeps getting more expensive and the results keep dropping, where is the traffic puck in our hockey analogy going? Well, traditionally, as advisors, we advertised on Facebook, we advertised on Google, we paid per click. Someone saw our ad, nothing happened, it cost us nothing. They clicked our ad and went to our website or our marketing funnel. We paid for that. That's why it's called pay per click. It's pasting your ad in front of someone on Google based on the words they searched for, like financial advisor, or it's running ads on Facebook in front of people based on their demographics. So again, you might pay $2 a click, you might pay $50 a click, you might pay $80 a click, just depending on how competitive your city is. Does anybody know what the most expensive keyword to advertise on Google is? Just a little bit of marketing trivia, but it's fascinating. Type in the Q&A box if you know. David, Edward called you a snitch. He wanted to win the prize. Anybody take a guess at the most expensive keyword in the country? Logan's ideal client is 55 to 65 with $1 million liquid. David Bonin says the most expensive keyword is insurance. Edward says it's Social Security. Nope. It's mesothelioma, which is asbestos-related lung cancer. And the mass tort personal injury lawyers have bid that keyword up so much it's over $100 a click. So we want to get away from our bloody red ocean of Google and Facebook, and we want to run digital display ads, but we want to run them in a very different way. A digital display ad is run on a website based on your target market's interest. And I'm going to show you examples of those in just a minute. You don't pay per click, you pay per 1,000 impressions. And most importantly, you can follow up with them based on their engagement level. I'm going to show you what that means in just a second. Every visitor to your website is a potential client. Maybe not today, maybe in the next 90 days, maybe they're doing research, but you don't know who's who. But we do know they all fit into one of three categories. Right now, someone visits your website Hopefully you have a lead capture form. Hopefully you also have a retargeting pixel on your website so you can follow them around the internet if they don't fill out your form till they're ready to make an appointment. So here's the 5 levels of awareness. They are totally unaware that they have a problem. They're not on a website. They're not looking for you, but they might be on Investors Business Daily or Wall Street Journal or Forbes. They are aware they have a problem, but they don't know how to solve it. Maybe that's somebody searching for investment advice. Solution aware means they know they've got a problem and they know there's a solution for it. So maybe now they're searching for a financial planner, Buffalo, New York. Product aware or service aware means they're actively searching for what you do. And then most aware is they're directly searching for your company. So maybe they're literally doing a search for Gene Bond, financial advisor. So we've got our folks who are solution aware, which means we need offer ads. Our free college financial aid training video is an example of an offer ad. A college cost analysis, a retirement risk analyzer, if you use Riskalyze or something like that, that's an offer ad for someone aware that they're looking for a solution. For someone who doesn't know what they're looking for but knows they have a problem, we want reputation ads. How many reviews do you have? How long have you been in business? How many clients do you serve? What do people say about you? If you are allowed to use I know the FINRA rules just changed in terms of how we can use testimonials. And then there's people who are looking for you, in which case we want to promote your specific brand. So you can 10 times your results if you retarget each type of prospect and switch up your messaging based on what they're looking for. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Where do we want to retarget people? Where do we want our ads to show up? We don't want our ads to show up on Facebook. We don't want our ads to show up on Google. Those are bloody red oceans. I want your ads to show up on your prospects' cell phones because 80% of web traffic these days is mobile. But I don't want you to show up on their Facebook app because that's a bloody red ocean. I'm going to show you where the blue ocean is that you're going to move to. A red ocean, you're competing in existing market space. You've got to stand out from your competition. They're spending money there. You have to compete with everybody else. A blue ocean is uncontested market space. There's no competition or there's irrelevant. And you can create new demand here. And the value cost trade-off is so much better because it's so much cheaper to advertise. So let's drive those ideal clients, those affluent baby boomers, those $1 million liquid with $500,000 qualified money that you just talked about, those people who have kids and debt and college. We want to place ads on websites that interest your target market to those people in your city. And then we want to split test our offer ads, our reputation ads, and our brand ads to stay in front of them all the time. We want to be omnipresent. We want to be everywhere all the time. Where are some of those places where we want to be everywhere? Think about the physical apps or websites you go to on your phone. You check the weather. You might play games. You use local apps. You use news apps. You use business apps. Let me show you some examples. So here is ESPN.com, and we see a retargeting ad for the Samsung Galaxy S10. Here's CNN Business. There's Samsung up at the top. Here's the Springfield News Sun, in case you're in Champaign County, Illinois, and there's the Samsung ad. Here's the Weather Channel Samsung ad. Here they are on Yahoo News. It used to be that you could only get those placements if you were a really big Fortune 500 company like Samsung or Mazda, for example. Well, our new marketing technology allows you to get that same ad space in a much more targeted way at a fraction of the cost. So what are the 7 parts to a banner ad that converts? 8 to 10 words. Have your logo on it. Have easy to read text. Have engaging, colorful pictures. Only use a couple different colors. Don't be cute. And have a call to action button. And I will show you some examples of ads that are working literally right now in just a minute. This works business to business and business to consumer. This is a client of ours who is a financial advisor who specializes in working with dentists. These are 40 or 50 of the 100 websites we targeted of any dentist that went to that website on their cell phone, we showed an ad to. That's Ross Brandon. Those are some of his banner ads, driving them to watch his video and learn about his financial flossing, pun intended, service. The good news is with our technology, you can pick up to 100 different websites and then target just the people in your city, your town, your geographic area who are going to those websites. So play with me for just a minute here. Remember, we've got a prize for the most participation. Where would your target market hang out online? What are those baby boomers going to look at? What websites might they go to? Type it in the Q&A for me. Logan says, is Google AdSense the basis for this? No, has nothing to do with Google AdSense. Stick with me. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. Local newspaper website. Yeah, absolutely. In Buffalo, it's a buffalonews.com, right? People check the Buffalo News online. We have a business newspaper here called Business First, which business owners and sales professionals read. We have a magazine aimed at the affluent market called the Buffalo Spree, and it's all about restaurants and nightlifes and plays and galleries and what's going on in our city. People look at Forbes, Inc., Fast Company. Think about what magazines they might read. Newspapers, Wall Street Journal, Investors Business Daily. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. So what if you could serve ads on those websites or in those apps in front of your target market? I'm going to show you even more. That's secret number 3 is called blue ocean retargeting. So secret number 2 is driving them to your website in the first place, blue ocean traffic. Secret number 3 is blue ocean retargeting. So why is blue ocean retargeting different? So let me show you what blue ocean retargeting looks like. So this is one of our car clients, Quality Auto Sales and Service. Their lead magnet, as you see on the bottom right, their offer is a 60% off your first oil change. Obviously, you guys aren't going to advertise that. You might advertise, again, a retirement risk analysis. I use the OTAR retirement calculator. So we talked at a depression era stock market projection or analysis. It might be a financial organizer. But as you can see on ESPN.com, here is their 60% off a first oil change. Then we created a 37-second video ad. It can be up to a minute long. And that's showing up in the ESPN news feed. Here's their ad on Yahoo News. Here's their ad on the Weather Channel. Here's their video ad on Forbes.com. Who reads Forbes? Business owners and professionals. Here's their ad in the Reddit app. Here's their ad on the Yahoo Sports and CNN apps on a mobile phone. And here's them in the sports scores. So, again, we're not serving ads on Facebook or Google. We're serving ads on their cell phone based on what websites or apps they use. That's one of the biggest differences. And I'm going to show you the next difference in just a second. So secret number 1 is lead capture and automated follow-up. Secret number 2 is blue ocean traffic of the right people visiting the right websites. We drive them to your website and then we retarget them wherever they go. So are you starting to see how this could possibly work in your practice? Give me a yes in the Q&A. If Edward P is not allowed to win, let's see here. Logan might be the next at the moment, might be in the lead. Edward says I win. Gene says yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Okay. So you might be feeling a little bit like this guy, right? I'm throwing a lot of information at you at a short period of time. But hopefully you see there's a light at the end of the tunnel and a new way to target your prospects where all the other advisors are not. So we developed this marketing technology in the last 30 days. It's brand spanking new. David is the first person who we are allowing to share this with their advisors. And we need beta testers so that we have case studies and testimonials beyond the 4 or 5 I'm going to show you, so that when we open this up to the public, we can charge more money, honestly. So if it's okay with you, I will share with you how you can get these all done for you. And I'll show with you some next level targeting that will blow your mind. So Here's what you get as a beta tester. We'll perform one or all three of these services for you for a ridiculously low price in exchange for your testimonial when it works. So our silver level, we will drive traffic to your website from up to 100 websites from people reaching them the right age, the right demographics in your town or your city. When we release this publicly, we are going to charge $2,000 a month for this. Today's special for the webinar for M&O only, silver is $997 a month, and it includes a $300 traffic budget, which means you're really paying $600. Well, $697. That's at bit.ly/traffic silver 2. And I'll put the chat's going to be disabled. I will put them. Can you see my chat when I type in it? I'll put them in and we'll see if you can see it. Our gold level includes the traffic from 100 websites, plus retargeting everyone who gets to your website and following them wherever they go online to bring them back to your website. So silver is traffic. Gold is traffic plus retargeting. We are normally going to sell that for $3,000 a month. Today's special's half off, $1,500 a month, and we'll give you $500 a month in traffic. So you're really paying $1,000. And then platinum includes traffic, retargeting, and something crazy we're calling time-lapse retargeting. What the heck is time-lapse retargeting? You give me, instead of 100 websites, give me 100 physical locations. And I can serve ads to anyone who goes in that location, wherever they go. And I can go back in time for 12 months. How does that work? Well, your cell phone has what's called a device ID attached to it. I can put up a geofence, for lack of a better term, and any place, any phone that comes within 500 feet of any specific location, I can serve ads to and then retarget wherever they go. And I can see where your phone has been for the last year because you use Apple Maps or Google Maps. So how could that work? Well, what if you wanted to get in front of someone else who has your ideal client? What if you wanted to run ads in front of any cell phone that went into an accountant's office or a lawyer's office? It could be an estate planning attorney. It could be a divorce attorney. It could be a personal injury attorney if you did structured settlements. In my college financial aid practice, I'm running ads in front of 100 high schools. I'm also running ads in front of sports fields, right? My son plays football and soccer. So I'm hitting every place he plays football and soccer because other kids and other parents go there. My daughters do musical theater and dance and gymnastics and Girl Scouts. I'm serving ads to all of those places because parents of young kids are my ideal target market for college financial aid planning. Heck, you could pick 100 other advisors in your town and run ads in front of any phone that went into your competition's office. So it's literally allowing you to show your ads to the most qualified people wherever they go. So you can target your competitors, any phone that goes to 100 other locations, and follow them wherever they go for the next year. So whether it is your competition, whether it's your co-opetition, competition would be another advisor's office. Co-opetition would be accountant, lawyer. Heck, it could be a yoga studio. It could be Pilates. It could be a school. It could be any place that your target market might go. It could be a retirement community. It could be doctor's offices. You could hit gerontologist offices. You could hit massage. You could hit spas. You could literally serve this in front of any device that goes in front of up to 100 locations and target them and drive them to your website. So platinum, which is silver, gold, and time-lapse retargeting, we're going to sell for $5,000 a month. Your beta tester price is $2,000 a month, and that includes a $750 a month traffic budget. So you're really only paying $1,250 a month. Now, if you don't have step one, which is lead capture and automated follow-up, you need to talk to M&O because they can help you build that. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of ads that are working right now. This is an ad for expense to profit, which is going after, it's a company that does employee retention credits. So this is their ad. Your business may qualify for up to $26,000 per employee in payments waiting for you. Learn more. Those 100 locations. What if you were a financial advisor serving business owners? Give me 100 locations of businesses you want to target, and we'll put an ad in there saying, attention business owner. and any phone that goes into those 100 businesses, you can then serve ads to. I'm okay wasting some of those because the employees, if they see an ad that says attention business owner, they won't click on it, right? The only one who's going to click on it is the actual business owner themselves. This is an insurance agent. This is Tom Larson. He does PNC insurance. That's his branding ad for people who already know who he is. He has a separate lead generation ad on the 7 mistakes that homeowners make, which is for lead gen as opposed to branding. This is Jason Hansen, who is selling a book. His lead magnet is Combat Secrets of the World's Deadliest Fighters. He's obviously not in financial services. This is a software company that is going after business owners who are water restoration contractors. So he's going after 100 specific locations of water restoration contractors, going after the business owner to sell them his software program. And this is Carl, who is a personal injury lawyer, and he practices in Kentucky and Indiana. So instead of giant billboards and annoying TV commercials, he's serving ads to people who are going to, let's say, emergency rooms. See, different way to target. So before we talk, I'll put the links in the chat. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Let's look at your Q&A. We got a bunch of questions. How do you get this approved if I have compliance? So we get the ad approved. Again, you're not recommending any specific product. There's no specific life insurance or annuity mentioned. It's lead generation. So you can get the ads approved ahead of time. And we haven't had any issues with compliance. Good question. I'll put the links in the chat. The chat may be disabled, but can you tell me in the Q&A if you can see the links? You know what? I have them listed. Oh, we got to give away our prize. Let me tell you what our prize is. Our prize is a free vacation. So you have to get yourself there, but we will pay for your hotel stay, 3 nights, 4 days at a 5-star resort in either Orlando or Las Vegas. This is the balcony in Orlando. That's one of the 7 pools in Orlando. And that's my kids in the pool. Don't worry, they won't come with you. Again, you got to get yourself there, but I'll pay for the hotel. These are, let's see if the Q&A says no links. Okay, then I'll put them. Then the links are showing on the screen. You're going to have to type it in as opposed to copy and paste. Ed says, how about the Bahamas? Ed, David says you can't win. And then let's open it up to Q&A. Type your questions in the chat box while I count up and see who wins the vacation. Edward said, okay, I'm not going to repeat what Edward says. Edward really wants a vacation. That's funny. All right. Questions, type in or raise your hand and I'll bring you on camera. David, can you hear us? Are you now in a place where you can unmute and chime in?
Hey, Seth. Absolutely. Yeah. So I can't speak for anyone else, but I've got pages of notes today. So awesome material. As you know, I use some of these elements, like you mentioned, Emmendo. We do build out websites. We do lead captures and follow up as well. But I would like to highly encourage everyone to take advantage of that discount offer. And the 24-hour bonuses that you offered, Seth, are really incredible. So you always over deliver. And looking forward to hearing about our members' success stories, you know, after they work with you and your awesome team. So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Awesome. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Couple answers that you are. So if you sign up and enroll in the M&O discount, you keep that price forever. You are grandfathered in. So when we raise the price in about 60 days, your price will not go up. You keep the same pricing forever. David Bonin says, what would change in the marketing of a PNC agency? So this works regardless of whether you are PNC, life and health, annuity, AUM, life insurance, doesn't matter. If I were marketing a PNC agency, you could use this to target, let's say you wanted, so for the example I used, Larson, they are going after specific neighborhoods. So there are some neighborhoods where that company is, there's a neighborhood called Spalding Lake. It's like multi-million-dollar homes. So if you go on whitepages.com and we typed in one address and it gives you all the houses around it, we could typed in and got 100 different addresses, and it literally we're covering the entire neighborhood. It's not like one street, like it's a community. But we've covered the entire thing, 500 feet radius at a time, so that literally any device goes into or out of that development and his ad is getting served. David Bonin, does that make sense? Does that sort of answer your question? You could also use this to go after other insurance companies' customers. You could use this to go after a specific neighborhood. You could use this to go after, oh man, you're selling PNC, you're doing auto, right? Give me 100 car dealers. Let's go serve ads to any phone that goes on a car dealer lot, right? And hit all the customers and go, hey, we'll get you an insurance quote on your new car. Heck, you could do real estate agents and target their customers. Other question. David says, yes, thank you. That makes sense. Awesome. Let me stop the share for just a second. Yes. So the URLs are they all start with bit.ly. It's either traffic silver 2, traffic gold 3, or traffic platinum 2. Looks like our vacation winner, Logan Queck, if I pronounce your name right, congratulations. If you will shoot me an email and tell me if you want to go to Orlando or Vegas, I will get you your vacation certificate. You have 48 hours to activate. You just have to register it. And I believe you have to pay the taxes, which is like 50 or 80 bucks or something. Again, I'll pay for the hotel stay. You have up to a year and a half to travel. So if you don't want to go now because of COVID, you have 18 months to pick when you want to go. So, oh, my email, shoot, the chat isn't working. So Logan, I will go reply to your answer, your question, and I will type my email. And if I send that publicly, maybe you all get it. And that solves the chat problem. I'm going to answer someone else's question and see if you can all now see my answer to Edward's question, which now has all the links in it. Other questions before we wrap up? lcqueck@gmail. Logan, do you want to go to Orlando or Vegas? Or just shoot me an email and let me know if you want to go to Orlando or Vegas. All right. Well, again, M&O, obviously, I've known David a long time. We've done a lot of work together. Always happy to help out his advisors and agents. And again, he is the first person we showed this to, that we're allowing to show it to their advisors. So this is your chance to get in on the ground floor. Again, you'll be grandfathered in at the pricing you get today. It's a 48-hour sale. You get in, you keep that pricing forever. It is month to month. There is no contract. There is no commitment. You can quit whenever you want, but you won't because it'll work. That ERC credit company, we started them in the last week. They already got 2 leads. I'm putting Sanders asked for my contact information. My email is Seth@marketdominationprogram.com. Seth@marketdominationprogram.com. Cell phone's the fastest way to get me. Shoot me a text message. I'm on the East Coast and I have 3 young kids, so don't text me too late at night. And that number is 716-908-3164. Gene says, awesome job. Thank you. I have to take the call from a widow of a client who passed away. I'm so sorry for their loss. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Hope you learned a lot. Most importantly, I hope we get to do this for you and you get to be one of our beta testers. Looking forward to making you one of our case studies. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Seth.
See you all next time.